So this is the Ninja Perfect Temperature Kettle. Is it something you should buy? Let's have a look. Let's get this out of the way. It's a kettle. You can buy very, very cheap kettles, at least here in the UK where I live. It's usually the first thing that people buy when they move into a house, or the first thing they unpack when they're moving, because they want to have a drink. As such, this is a UK model. It defaults to centigrade Celsius and is a very highly considered purchase for most people in the UK. You can get them extremely cheaply. Without even looking, I bet you can get them for sort of 10, 11 quid at any supermarket. This runs a bit more expensive than that. This is I got this on discount at £59.99. What does it do to justify that? Let's take a look. First, rapid boil, temperature control, and the ability to hold on to that temperature for up to 30 minutes. It's got an LED panel for being able to set it. I think Ninja are setting the standard for home appliances at the moment. You get the boring instruction manual that tells you all the safety things, and you get the more colourful recipe guide. Now, they haven't gone to town with recipes on this one. Again, it is a kettle, so they haven't done too much, but it gets you started and gives you some ideas anyway, and helps them justify the printing costs. There's nothing special in the box. You've obviously got the kettle itself, and you've got a base unit. Much like many other kettles, it's a freestanding unit, and you can sit the kettle anywhere on that you like. Under the base, there's cable storage. Again, not unique to Ninja, but well worth having, so you can wind up excess cable and have less of it trailing across your worktop if that's the way you want to have it, or you can run it at full extension. Inside, you can see the element is underneath the base of the kettle, so it's not in direct contact with the water, and therefore there's no plastic on the interior other than a limescale guard. I live in a very hard water area, so a limescale guard is very welcome. Having a quick measure, I can see that the cord is a little over 70 centimetres. That's about 2 foot 3 inches, something like that, which is on the short side, I would say, compared to my old kettle, which was a metre, but it fits fine for my worktop. The size is much the same as any other kettle you'll buy on the market. Absolutely, and here's all the dimensions on the screen to help you out with that. So I don't think size will be the problem. I wouldn't mind a tiny bit more cord, maybe 10 more centimetres to match my existing kettle, but it's not the end of the world. Ninja fans will be pleased to hear the Ninja beep is back. Of course, when you start it, when you stop it. This is the Ninja noise now. We live in a Ninja world. Surface-wise, not a lot to say. It's a kettle. It's currently reading the ambient temperature in the kettle. It says it will do 1 cup in 50 seconds. Let's give it a try. Just press start stop and we're away. That's boiled the water for 3 cups in 1 minute 30. Its features lie in actually being able to hit under that temperature and hold it at that temperature. So I press the hold temp button and I'm just going to leave it there. It's not going to reboil it, it's just going to hold it at that position, with the element underneath just presumably flicking on and off to keep the temperature consistent. I say thanks to channel members, because it is thanks to channel members that I'm able to buy these things, and their ongoing support means I can grab one of these things and try them out and test them for you guys and let you know what I think. If you'd like to become a member, hit the join button down below for more details. From just £1 a month, 99p in fact, you can support the ongoing running costs of the channel. Now, I have seen on the older American model, you could both turn off the beep and change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit by holding the hold temp and plus and minus buttons, but I've tried that and it doesn't work on this model. It looks slightly different as well. So if you know a way to do that, let me know in the comments. So interestingly, underneath, completely cool. Sides, very hot to touch, like I wouldn't touch it. Now let's try a lower temperature, just to check it can hit it, and I'll double check it with one of my thermopens. So I'm going to set 60 degrees. Why does it have these temperatures? If you're into specialty teas, some ingredients shouldn't be pushed above a certain temperature. So that might be useful for you. However, over my shoulder, over there, My Barista Express has a water spout, and you can, apart from just making a coffee, you could also just dispense water, and it dispenses at 85 degrees C. I use that for tea, and that's like the perfect drinking temperature for tea. By the time I've stirred it around and got rid of the tea bag and added a bit of milk, it's the perfect temperature. So whilst it is a slightly poncy feature, it means I'm not waiting, but then I don't like to drink tea boiling hot. I know some people pour it and drink it straight away. I'm too much of a wuss, I can't cope with that. So let's try the 60 degrees on. That got to 60 degrees in about 45 seconds. It did the first 40 degrees really quickly, and it kind of cut off the boil and just let it trickle up to 60. So let's see, using a reed thermometer, how it did. Well, it's bouncing around between 59 and 61, and I'd say that's pretty much 60. So what different temperatures do we need? Well, reading around the subject, it seems like black tea, in other words the tea that most people drink daily, here in the UK anyway, should be around 100 degrees, so standard boiling temperature then. No need to modify it. Coffee, if you're using freshly brewed, 90 to 95. So again, you're sitting with some of the standard ones there. Your more delicate teas, white teas, oolong, green teas, all prefer to be boiled at lower temperatures, 60, 70, 80, which is why those things exist there. But what else could you do by being able to set the temperature exactly where you want it? Other videos on this channel, you might have seen me using sous vide, that is preparing stuff in a vacuum sealed bag and then holding it at a certain temperature for a length of time. And it would save me time if I brought it up to 60, 70 degrees, say, before starting to use it. I tend to use a clumsy mixture of the hot and cold tap to try and get it right. What else? You might want to soften ingredients such as honey or hard spreads like peanut butter to use it in baking or for pouring. Setting it slightly less than boiling might make you feel a bit safer about putting, say, a glass container into that liquid. Maybe you're into dyeing fabrics. That again requires a certain temperature water where you can hit that straight away. I know a kettle isn't standard in every country in the world, but yes, you'd use it for tea and coffee, but where else do I use it? Well, if I've got pasta or vegetables that I want to boil on the hob over there, I can get it to boiling point first before decanting it whilst the water comes up to boil. And you'll know when it's come up to boil because, well, the kettle will turn off, or in this case, it will do the ninja beep. What else is out there? Those of you with babies need to make up formula baby milk. Again, you'll want it hit a certain temperature. Not too hot for baby, not too cold. That'll hit it for you there. So what else is out there in the market? Well, you've got the Sage or Breville version that pretty much does the same thing. You've also got a model by this. I've not tried any of these, but it just shows there are more than this model on the market if you want to shop around. So that's the Ninja Kettle. Yes, it'll boil water. You can also pick the temperature to which it boils it to, and it'll hold it there for up to half an hour if you want. It's well insulated. It's fairly smart, if unexcitingly designed. It is what it is. Is it worth the extra money? I don't know. If you're really into those specialty teas, possibly not. But I'd say it's a decent enough kettle. It does exactly what it's supposed to, and I might come back to it in a few months and see if I still like it. But if you've got any questions about this model or anything you'd like to know that I didn't cover, just put it in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.